Wow, sorry. A little late. I'll stay on a little later tonight. Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James. I do a little thing called Monotalk. And there's a lot of weird things happening out in the world, especially in the United States. Definitely in the United States. Man, it's just getting, the jokes just get bigger and bigger and bigger. We're looking like buffoons. Maybe not you and I. Well, yeah, sometimes I can be for sure. I'm not perfect. Definitely not perfect. And yeah, I have flaws, but God, man, we really, really need to do some serious fixing, and that's why I have this show. I have people that come on here that are, in my professional opinion, pretty brilliant, intuitive. They're critical thinkers. They're analytic. Hey, Shovik, welcome. Aloha. The fantastic Shovik comes on here. You need to check her out. She's on Twitter. She's got some good stuff, and she comes on here with some great news, breaking news, guys. It's freaking awesome to hear. And just a lot of people that come in from all over the country and the world, for that matter. We have people from Australia, from Norway, from Switzerland, people from all over that just come in and mostly talk about the circus of the United States. It's not even a circus because a circus is ran pretty well. It's the stuff in the back that's not good, with the animals and shit. But I mean, if you want to really put a label on what's happening with the United States, I would definitely say like a fucking like a like a derby, like a crash car derby. I forgot the name of it. It's just chaos. It's complete and total chaos. You know, uh, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and more pathetic and more pathetic. And I want to bring some good news. I should have a segment on some good news. I should. Let me just say this: the Green Party of California is really starting to. They're at the starting line. They're at the starting blocks, waiting for the gun to go off, and they're prepared. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. They're back even further. They're practicing for the big race. That's what they're doing. And there's lots of races, and there's lots of people. Um, a few that have been on here, and a few that I want to have on, so we can do a Q&A and a lightning round with them. That usually turns into a hour and a half, 2 hour show. But sometimes you just got to sit and listen. Sadly, our attention span is just so micro now. It's so short. We people need to listen more, and that's something that I still need to work on every day. You got two ears and one mouth for a reason. It's not like you have two mouths, but you should listen more than you speak. That's what I keep telling my kids, but I need to work on that myself. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting when you have a country that you've fought for. I was in the military, in the Navy, back in the 90s, early 90s. A lot of people were, if you live in this country, you're automatically patriotic. You're automatically a United citizen. You're automatically, I just don't see the need to keep separating people. It's just ridiculous and redundant and stupid. If you're an asshole, you're a prick, you're a dick, you're a bitch, you're a piece of shit, you're a hate monger, you're a racist, you're a bigot. And all those wonderful attributes of many people on the Dumbocratic side. Most, a good majority of them, sadly, I'm sorry, that believe they're patriotic. But I don't think they are. I think real patriots are people that stand up for each other, want, single payer, universal health care. Like, and a few other things that are definitely needed for this country, but it's just turned into a freaking junkyard, crash car derby, pathetic. And I don't want to sound totally negative. And you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh because it's just so amazingly um, belligerent. I would just say we're belligerent. We're just a bunch of drunken fools. Um, so this show, we come on and we talk and we go over a lot of things in regards to what's going on, not just with mainstream media and the bullshit they throw out. I'm talking about Fox. I'm talking about MSNBC. I'm talking about CNN, the BBC. I'm talking about even Al Jazeera does it. Sadly, it seems as though RT seems to be more spot on, but there is a slight curve with them as well. There's a slight tone every once in a while with them as well. But all the media that comes out, the independent media as well. We watch a lot of people like Jamal Thomas, a progressive soapbox. Um, I like watching these two black guys, Mike and somebody else. Let the Madness Begin. Holly Silliger, I like watching her. She's pretty cool. She's got some good stuff. And our own Stevie Red Economics. David also with Independent Outsider. Fly has a show every once in a while, I believe, and I think Christian does as well. Anyway, and a few others out there. Of course, Jimmy Dore, great stuff on him. H.E. Goodman's getting kind of crazy lately, kind of overdoing it. Always sane progressive, in my opinion. I know for some people she's over the top. But this independent media is the checkers. They check, We Are Change, Newsbud. Secular Talk does a good job every once in a while, but they swing Justice Democrat sometimes. No. I do not watch Alex Jones at all and his bullshit. That guy's just a sick fuck. Sometimes there's some interesting crap that comes out of there, but I'm not watching it. But we have to, as a show that talks about how words are powerful, mana meaning power, honestly, mana meaning like energy. So our words are powerful. I think our words matter, and the people that come on here share a lot of information. Sometimes we'll talk about, social issues, domestic issues, international issues, national issues. Um, but the biggest thing is that we talk about is we're always trying to find the solution to get better information. We're always trying to find a way to better get that information out to you, the viewer, and we're always trying to seem, and we're checking ourselves. We chickadee check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. Sometimes somebody will come in and, hey, everybody, this happened, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, what? That doesn't sound right. And we'll check it, and, usually it's right, but sometimes, it can be a little off. There is a little spin on some things. We're just people kind of checking around to see what's going on out there when we bring it here. Hey, Matt. Hey, welcome. Electro. Matt Electro. Hey, Shirley. Hey, James. That's me. Anyway, uh, it's just good to have a little show. And like I said, my core goal, and I know this is like a very broad stroke, but we are at the precipice at our existence on this planet. And Nostradamus has predicted many times that the Earth over and over again is going to see some kind of Armageddonist type thing, but we actually have the power now to end it all. Russia has 7,000 nuclear weapons, and we have, 6,700 or something like, live nuclear warheads waiting to go. All it would take would be about 100 across the world, and we're done. Just 100 of those, would just ruin, and the fallout would be terrible, and it would just be mass extinction. So we are way above and beyond where we should be. And we've got just buffoons running countries now, which is, most of the nations out there, in my opinion, are just ran by some pretty fucked up people. So, um, I just am trying to save this planet, man. I want my kids to have something to appreciate, take care of, adore, and play with, and love, and enjoy. And I want that for yours as well, and their grandkids, and so on and on, and so on and so on. And then everything on it. So if you take care of the planet, you can take care of the people and the inhabitants and all the creatures. I mean, it's like I think it's. My son was saying like 100 species die a day or a month, or just it's terrible. This. I mean, some things naturally over time have been extinct. But lately, because of our carbon footprint and our plastic footprint, carbon, excuse me, our fossil fuel footprint, and just our fucking footprints in general. When we're walking on shit, we're usually killing something. Um, but it's really bad, and we've got to do something. And I've always said our energy should not be paying for all these wars. Everybody should be investing time. I mean, it's the energy that we use for war should be used in creating faster ways to move through the universe. Somebody's going to do some Emmett Brown is going to slip and hit his head on the toilet and create the flux capacitor, and then the next thing you know, we're going to be traveling through space. All kinds of things have happened that way. Tesla's created some wonderful things. The Wright brothers, airplanes and stuff like that. I mean, it's just something we have to do. But anyway, so let's get to what's going on today. And as I'm a looking, by the way, big stupid move to the people in the military regarding Hawaii. It's still bullshit. It was shock and awe, fear, manufactured consent to start fucking wars. Jesus. Cory Booker, go away. You're a piece of shit. Everybody knows it. White House has an infestation inside of it. Really bad. Um, I don't even want to talk about Trump. He's just a fucking the biggest distraction that thankfully Congress has had in a long time. It's a great distraction. While he's being a fucking buffoon, they're passing bills that are destroying the rest of our nation. And I was looking at something today that I thought was kind of interesting. And I can't post it for some reason. My OBS isn't doing what I want it to. But and this has been going on for a long time, but people don't realize this, that other countries like China are buying U.S. companies, like literally just buying them. You may not, like, for example, Hoover vacuum owned by China, right? You're like, what? Yeah, owned by China. Um, a few others here. Chinese biggest. Let me see. American Chinese corporations. Hoover. On January 2014, Motorola Mobility was sold by Google to Chinese Computer Corporation. Lenovo. Lenovo is Chinese Computer Corporation. Motorola, from what I used to know, used to be an American company. It's not anymore. Um, Bach, you know, we're not only selling this, the two-party oligarchy not only wants to sell corporations and businesses that were created and founded and off blood, sweat, and tears in the United States. They want us corporations and businesses and ideas and part of our infrastructure and jobs. They not only want to do that, but they want to sell a lot of the services, like big pharma. Big pharma isn't just the United States. Big pharma is all over the world. They make these pills everywhere, and they mark them, price gouge on them. I mean, if you were to put a real estate sign on any country, there's only one country you should put a real estate sign on, and it's the United States. Because our legislatures, they're just not even paying attention. It's like, oh, well, actually, they do know, but there's money being moved, uh, sleight of hand, backroom deals. I've talked about this before. You know, Congress should be, okay, here's an idea that the Green Party wants to do, is they want to have a lot of their meetings transparent or available on YouTube for people to see. They want to make their legislation, their government, their executive, everything they do transparent to the American people. So that if you're an American person, you can see what your country's doing for you. To a certain extent. I mean, we still need to be strategic. We still need to protect ourselves because we've made so many fucking friends for such a long time. But that's what they want to do, and I think it's pretty valiant to do that. I think it's it's a really good idea, honestly. So, kind of losing train of thought, but anyway, so not only are we selling as much as we can, and the services out there, they want to privatize everything, and sell pieces. I mean, land across the United States as well. Oh, don't even get me started on that. By lots of foreign corporations. Like some of the largest pieces of land in the U.S. are not owned by Americans. Right? The fuck? That's crazy. There's a lot of change. I am all for people being free to do what they want to do, but we're really giving up. We're really like being ripped apart in many different ways. I mean, we're what's a good example? We're like cotton candy. Like everybody's taking a piece off of your big swirling thing of blue or pink or whatever color it is, cotton candy, and everybody's just ripping off a piece. All that's going to be left is that paper cone, and that's not very appetizing. And then that's just sugar, which it all is anyway. It's just bullshit. Sugar is the devil. Anyway, okay, so that was alarming. That's actually happening. I mean, I'm not just talking about single payer. I'm not talking about infrastructure and the wars and the military-industrial complex. I mean, there's so many other things that are out there that are happening, all over the place. God, I mean, the Central Intelligence Agency. Let's see what they're talking about lately. Ex-CIA officer charged with keeping notebooks full of classified information. Right? He's charged with keeping classified information. I really want to see all their information. I apologize, Mr. CIA, whoever runs a fucking CIA, I don't know who it is. But with due respect, sir, I don't trust your agency anymore. Nor do I trust the FBI. Nor do I trust the Department of Justice. Nor do I trust the NSA. I really have a hard time trusting any American organization to protect my interest, to keep me protected, because I think it's about you. Oh shit, CIA. Oh, I'm sorry, you work for Jeff Bezos. Sorry, my bad. So the other big thing that's popped up lately, which I thought was very kind of odd, was, and I think we should all talk about this tonight. I think this is a good topic. Is Chelsea Manning, right? Chelsea Manning is, I don't know if you guys saw our video. Yes, you probably did. Let's see who else is on here. Matt Hostro, M99, what's up? Oh, hey, Dom. Dom's here. 1329C, what's up? Thank you guys for coming on. So Chelsea Manning is going to run and campaign for a Senate run. That's a big run. It's not like a House of Representatives run. It's just, I'm kind of wondering, I don't see I'd like to see what. Okay, let's be completely realistic about her chances. No, but I do think she's creating either a documentary or she's trying to get killed. Okay, that's what I think. You got to pay. When you're watching these politicians and what they're doing and why they're running, what they're doing it for. The better question to ask politicians, from what I've surmised, of just being around this fucking crash up car derby, this crash car derby for so long, is you have to ask what their intent is. What is the intent? What do they intend to do? And, why are they doing it? And what is their mission? What is their goal? I want to make change and do this and do that. But I really believe she's trying to get into uh, kind of like infiltrating the system to see what's going to happen. I think she's going to probably do a big article, or I just got to say her video would be a great start. I mean, if the way she's setting that up, if you watch it, the next part would be part one of my race for the Senate. We found out that blah, 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 colluding, corruption, these people, threats, gun to my head, all kinds of shit. Seems like she's going to do a fucking documentary, in my opinion. So, and yeah, I don't see her winning, but I want to see the results of I want to see how far she goes, and I want to see the results of, if the mainstream media will be honest about it. So that's kind of interesting. I'm still trying. No, I'm not trying to figure it out. I think she's trying to do a couple of things, either a few things. Create a documentary, try to infiltrate, find out what's going on, or she's really trying to make a difference, or she's just trying to get herself killed. Okay, because a whistleblower running for an office, especially of that caliber, in the United States Senate, woo, wow. I mean, do you think she'd actually have a chance? How many people saw Trump winning? Yeah, that's a good point, Tom. That's a good point. I wonder if people want truth. If they want facts, if they want people to be honest. If she does really good and she starts to kick ass, right? Sadly, she's running as a Democrat. Okay, and that's why I'm saying she might make a documentary, because because they know she's going to poke and prod. They know she's going to ask a lot of questions. They know she's this far away from making a documentary, or reporting information. I mean, she's a fucking whistleblower. It's in her blood. But if she, I mean, fucking Donald Trump as the president of the United States, that still fucking freaks me out, man. That just fucking freaks me out, bro. Still to this day. Most people just want a comfortable bubble. That's true. That would be her strong point against the establishment. Yeah, that's good. Exactly. So if she's running on facts, if she wants transparency, if she wants truth to be fucking laid on the table without, threatening the lives of our troops or stuff, because we still have ourselves in a lot of places that are very susceptible and very volatile and very fragile to our friends out there, all our allies, the 129 in the UN that voted against fucking Trump and his capital of Israel. Anyway, it would be awesome. It would be awesome to see if people would show up and actually say, "We fucking want the whistleblowers. We want the truth. We need the truth. You can't handle the truth." Some people can't. Honestly, I think a lot of hillbots out there, a lot of people, Republicans, a lot of Democrats, I think a lot of those people out there don't want to know the truth. I don't think they want to know what really happened when they start gathering information from Discovery from Jared and Elizabeth Beck regarding the DNC fraud lawsuit. What's happening with that? I know they're working their ass off and they're preparing shit. They have to. People are becoming more aware of the shady deals that are being exposed and would want someone who isn't afraid to blow the whistle on it. Yeah, but that's a good point. At the same time, and you were in the military longer than I was. I wasn't in very long. So you have to always make sure that you don't blow the whistle in the direction of, you know, I don't know, you're kind of right there. I'm always concerned about the stupidity of the two-party oligarchy to where the point is the Democrats are going to get caught in this fucking giant Russia-gate lie. Some pedo gates are going to fucking fall out of the woodwork pretty soon in regards to some sick fucking sicko Democrats out there. John Podesta, I would definitely say, you know, Clinton, who else out there? And a lot of shit's going to go down. And then you would probably see some, you know, what's interesting is the Republicans, and I'm not saying they're awesome or great or wonderful, but they're the people that if you're in a fist fight, they're not going to pull out a, no, they'll probably pull out a gun and shoot you, you know, because stand your ground. You're threatening. You look like a big Samoan. I'm going to shoot you now. But they're out front. They're not sneaky and mischievous to a certain extent. From what I've heard just recently, from what I'm seeing what the DNC is. So my point is that at a certain point, when the DNC comes tumbling down, and I really believe it's going to happen this year, either Trump is going to pull them down, and then Hillary's going to yank on Trump and pull him with her. I think that's what's going to happen. I've got this very odd feeling, and this is my spider sense tingling, that he's okay with that. That he's going to be the guy that takes her down, and then the reach around, she's going to come back and pull him down too. Because I guarantee they've had some kind of involvement in a few things in the past that probably he doesn't want to share. Or maybe he's untouchable, you know? You know, he's a fucking billionaire tycoon, done all kinds of fucking crazy shit, womanizer, whatever, you know? I do believe that at a certain point, some of these nations are going to see the volatility of our nation. That's my concern. At a certain point, they're going to say, "Now is the time to strike. Now's the time to strike." You know, now is the time to strike. You know, I just have a feeling that, and it's not going to be a 9/11 situation where we, you know, put fear in our own people to create fucking wars and make money. I think it's going to be something that's actually going to happen if we don't start getting our shit together. You know, I just think I think there's so many countries out there that are just they're like they're ready to pounce. They're perched down like a cat, you know, looking at a mouse, just, you know, how they're like cringed. What is that fucking? I'm looking for the word. They're like just ready to, you know, and come at you. Well, that's an improvement at least, but times 7 months. Okay. Yeah, I just got this weird feeling that if we don't have certain things already in position, and I do believe the shadow government understands this, and I do believe the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, the Department of Justice, all those guys. I think they understand. The top head guy, I think they understand this. I think they understand this. You know, Border Patrol, whatever. I think they understand that There's some military leaders that we can't let our guard down, and they won't allow it because they still. Hey, Fly, how you doing, buddy? I just totally believe that they're gonna. They can't because there's still an investment in the United States of America. In other words, they see that there's still value with the country somewhat still being intact, even though there are people trying to sell it off piece by piece. I think they're doing it in a certain way to eventually. Some people are profiting, but once they start to realize that it's just turning into a big piece of cotton candy, somebody's going to have to toughen up, you know. And believe it or not, and I know you guys are going to laugh at this, but the way you're gonna to toughen it up is you've got to have relations with these people. You've got to go out and talk to them. You've got to find a way to mend what has been done. Reparations. Punitive damages, whatever. You've got to find out what needs to be done to help them. Not by implementing Christianity into their culture. Not by fucking slapping them around with that shit. I'm talking about, and we don't really have much to offer. That's the sad part. There are more countries out there that have better green technology. They have better ideas in regards to software, uh, infrastructure ideas, and building. And we're kind of behind the curve on this. We're definitely behind the curve. So if you have a party that's out there that's actually looking to the future in a different way, in a way that has nothing to do with the military industrial complex. No, somewhat does, just for protection purposes. But looking for a Green New Deal, you know, I'm saying the Green Party. Sorry, just I don't know what other party out there is going to do it for you guys, right? Yeah, Snork. Even Norway is ahead of us in green, in parentheses, brown energy. You and your brown energy. Oh, what is that, dude? Swiss are ahead of us in yellow energy. Like poo and pee? What are you talking about? Hey, Kathy B. You must have missed a lot. No. All I gotta say, and it's I always get to this, is the two existing parties is a two-party oligarchy. Everybody's been saying that for a long time. It's starting to catch on. It's TPO. It really needs to go. The TPO needs to go. The TPO needs to go. TPO needs to go. TPO needs to go. And I don't mean go do anything special. They just need to get the fuck out of here. We need a third party. We need to make some serious changes. If you have somebody in your district or your area or your state that's running for a Senate position on the Hill in Congress, please let me know who they are. I want to help them, especially in California. We do have somebody in California. Her name is Angelique Duenas. I posted her information up before. I asked her if she wanted to come on. I have not gotten a response yet. Doesn't mean that she won't. I would just at some point like to have her on. Also, whew, in regards to, I think this is important, the party itself, the Green Party itself. I was at a committee meeting last night, and I have to tell you, there are some people that truly understand what needs to happen. I mean, point blank, in your face, if you don't do this, then you're still stuck in the mud. You're in the mud. And it's deep mud, like can't get out of it mud. Some of it's probably got like cow poo in it and shit. But I mean, and there's some people out there that are driving, uh, like that. They're used to. There used to be there still is. You ever heard of mud bogs? I've been to a few in San Diego. They're fucking fun. And where they have these big monster like looking truck and these big paddle tires, and they'll run through this mud really fast. Well, they had this one, and believe it or not, this was my nickname when I was younger surfing, Mud Shark, because I'm brown. It was Mud Shark. Hey, Mud Shark, what's up? Anyway, so there's this one that's called Mud Shark. And I used to love this. It's a mud bogging, four-wheel drive, badass machine. Combustion engine. Sorry, but it was pretty cool at the time. We need those kind of people. We need the green bog buggy or whatever, something. And there are people out there that are doing that. They're moving at light speed, and you got to step out of the way. If you're in the way, please, please just move aside and let us go, because there's things that we can do to streamline, assist, help, move, create, grow, evolve. You know, which we'll get to. But the media committee was super cool. They're really great people. I know you guys would love them. I think we'll get a couple on here in the future. Um, I just got to say, I just to be a part of this. I'm not a total member yet. We're still working on some stuff, but I got to say, I just know that if we don't start the business model here, sorry, it's a fucking business model. If we don't start a new powerful business model that works, and yes, we got to use the word powerful, and that is strong and vibrant and attractive, at the same time compassionate and caring and and warm. I mean, every attribute you can find. Like a really nice, cozy diner that you really like going to. Well, if you don't, but that serves damn good food. But you have to have that. And I think that's what the media committee that I was with last night really want. They really want to. That's okay to have the old diner, but you gotta, you know, you have to bring more people in. It's a business. You've got to get more customers. Okay, you've got to create more customers. You got to create more revenue. You've got to do that. And if you advertise properly, if you market properly, if you brand properly, blah 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 blah, you're going to be fine. Okay, so that's pretty much all I got. Anyway, this is Monotalk. Thank you all for coming. Chelsea Manning, I don't know. Donald Trump, still an idiot. Hillary Clinton, I haven't heard shit from her lately. Thank the gods. I think once the repeal came that was granted for Jared Beck and Elizabeth Beck for the DNC fraud lawsuit, I think she's hiding. I think a lot of people are going to start hiding from that. And I do believe Jared Beck and Elizabeth Beck are just going to do the right things and get out there, get the messages out there. If you have something that's important, the thing is now they have to be careful because they don't want to ruin any evidence that they have. They don't want to contaminate anything. So now they got to treat it with kid gloves. They have to be careful. They have to do the right things. And when if there is ever a time when they can come on or interview, be on here, I would just be gloriously appreciative to have them on. But this is big now. They're in. So now they've got to keep moving in the right direction and doing the things that they need to do. So let me go ahead and put the thing on, get some people on, see what's going on. I'm copying the instructions. And if you're watching and if you're in the media committee, it's real simple. What I do is I post on my live chat in the notes, okay, in the notes section, it says, this is how you join us via your phone, cell phone, laptop, or PC. I should put etc. there, but whatever. And then I post it on there like that. And then that automatically goes out on my show. Let me see who's on. Shirley, Kathy B, M99, Dominic, Ryan Bannock. Ryan, I'm still working on that. I'm trying to fix. I have the banner ready. I took what you took, and I kind of did I just laid in a couple more pictures, but the background and everything is fine. Sad thing is I can't show it right now. But it's what I wanted. The pictures that I really originally wanted on there, which was important. You know, and those pictures will change. You see, I want to have 3 pictures of some current events that are up there, and those will change. You know, over a course of time. But for some reason, it's not taking in my. Oh shit! Let me post this on in the Twitter too. Twitter coming. Oh shit! What was that? Oh goddamn! I need to turn on my pop-up blocker. Faux show. And I'm going to put it up on. Wait, no. I'm going to put it. All right. Snork, my brother. From another mother. Ah, what's up, buddy? How you doing, bud? Carry on, carry on. Okay, so let me see what else is going on in the world. California, Paris, Cory Booker, fucking assholes trying to jump on the. I don't trust that guy, and I know you guys don't either. Dick Durbin. What's going on, Dick Durbin? Here's exactly how Dick Durbin destroyed Christian Nielsen's shithole explanation. Exchange between Secretary Nielsen and Senator Dick Durbin. Oh, I want to see that. Hold on.
Madam Secretary, I hope you remember me.
All you can do is hear it.
We were together at 2 meetings last week. I would like to ask you about one of those meetings. It occurred about noon on January the 11th. You were a few minutes late, I know, and asked forgiveness, but you were called at the last minute to come and attend. Some things were said at that meeting which I believe we have to address today. People across the United States and around the world want to know what this president believes should be our priorities when it comes to immigration. I'm going to ask you, as best you can, to recall what you heard the president say when it came to those priorities. What do you remember the president saying about immigration from African countries to the United States?
What I heard him saying was that he'd like to move away from a country-based quota system to a merit-based system. So it shouldn't matter where you're from, it should matter what you can contribute to the United States.
How did he characterize those countries in Africa?
I don't specifically remember a categorization of countries in Africa. I think what he was saying is, as far as best I could tell, and as you know, there were about a dozen people in the room, there were a lot of cross conversations, there was a lot of rough talk by a lot of people in the room. But what I understood him to be saying is, let's move away from the countries and let's look at the individual and make sure that those we bring here can contribute to our society.
Do you remember the president saying expressly, I want more Europeans, why can't we have more immigrants from Norway?
I do remember him asking about the concept of underrepresented countries as a fix. This was in the conversation about removing the diversity lottery and how we could reallocate that. And I do remember him asking if we do that and we then assign those to countries that are unrepresented, aren't we just continuing non-merit-based immigration? So from that perspective, I think he did ask, would that cover European countries, or by its nature, would that mean that we are further establishing immigration to purposefully exclude Europeans?
What did the president say about immigrants from Norway?
I heard him repeating what he had learned in a meeting before, that they are industrious, that they are a hardworking country, they don't have much crime there, they don't have much debt. I think in general, I just heard him giving compliments to Norway.
You said on Fox News that the president used strong language. What was that strong language?
Let's see, strong language, there was, apologies, I don't remember specific word. What I was struck with, frankly, as I'm sure you were as well, was just the general profanity that was used in the room by almost everyone.
Did you hear me use profanity?
No, sir, neither did I.
Did you hear Senator Graham use profanity?
I did hear tough language from Senator Graham. Yes, sir.
What did he say?
He used tough language. He was impassioned. I think he was feeling very strongly about the issue, as was everyone in the room. And to underscore a point, I think he was using some strong language.
Do you recall that the strong language he used repeated exactly what the president had said prior to that?
I remember specific cuss words being used by a variety of members.
I'm not going to ask you to say those words here,
Say him.
but I will just say for the record, Senator Graham spoke up in a way that I respect very much, countering what the president had said about countries in Africa, reminding the president that his family did not come to America with great skills or wealth, but they came here as most families do, looking for a chance to prove themselves and make this a better nation. And in defense of Senator Graham, his strong words repeated exactly the words used by the president, which you cannot remember. Let me ask you another question.
If I just could, sir, I do want to say that I greatly appreciate not only Senator Graham's leadership, but yours as well. I know you're both very passionate about this, as you know, after.
Okay, this chick is good. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why she's good. Not good. She knows what she's doing. She's been through this shit before. She is not a greenhorn when it comes to being grilled or raked over the coals. She was a Nielsen served during the George W. Bush administration as special assistant to the president and as a senior director for prevention, preparedness, and response at the White House Homeland Security Council. She also set up and led as administrator of Transportation Security Administration Office for Legislative Policy and Government Affairs. Before serving in the Trump administration, she was a senior member of the Resilience Task Force for the Center of Cyber and Homeland Security Committee at Georgetown Washington University and served on the Global Risks Report Advisory Board of the World Economic Forum. Her resume is pretty impressive. Impressive. White House Deputy Chief of Staff. Nielsen previously served as John F. Kelly's Chief of Staff of the Department of Homeland Security. She had informally performed the role of the White House Deputy Chief of Staff since Kelly assumed the office of White House Chief of Staff on July 34, 2017, at which point Elaine Duke became Acting Secretary of Homeland Security. Okay, so this chick, she's it's impressive. I mean, whether she's Democrat or Republican, she's fucking paid her dues. So she's stern. She knows what she's doing. And honestly, it sounds like it just by watching this. I mean, if you can't tell that, then I'm sorry. But so what are they talking about here? How they want to keep immigrants out of the country, yet all of us are immigrants? I mean, isn't that just stupid? I mean, we want to build a wall? This is fucking crazy. It's craziness. Hey, Stevie.
Hey.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Do you have a lot of immigrants in West Virginia?
You know, it's really weird. We used to. I mean, West Virginia is mainly immigrants. You know, it was a lot of Irish, Italian. A lot of it was a very diverse place. But over the years, now it's just 96% white people and 3% black people, and just like a fraction of a percent of immigrants.
So there's not. I don't think it's like California. California is.
I think there's like around 20,000, maybe less,
in West Virginia
out of 1.8 million people in the state.
Yeah, we got like a few million, but you know, I just am sick and tired of hearing that. I just don't like the word immigrant anymore. I just don't. I just think it's so medieval. I mean, is it just me? It just seems stupid. It just seems.
I don't know.
It
I,
seems.
I don't really see the. If anything, it's like kudos. It's like hell. You moved from another country. Fought and got did everything you could to get over here. I mean, like it's like I was just born here.
No, I
Like
meant
they had to
illegal.
actually work to get here.
Sorry, I meant illegal immigrant. Illegal immigrant. That's what I meant. Sorry, the suffix of it. The you know the the adjective of it. Do you know what I mean?
Illegal. Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
It shouldn't happen. I don't. I
I
who
don't. I don't see like. I don't really. I don't know. That's one of those like border issues that I really don't know about. I have my own viewpoints, but I haven't been there. I don't know what it's like. So
Okay, I'm gonna
I
ask
mean,
you.
like I don't give a shit. Like you know, I'm kind of like with the secure the border, but like make it easy for people to get in. I think if we had a better process of getting people in here, that we wouldn't have people that were going through and in the middle of the night, having to put themselves in dangerous situations. You know, uh, it's just unfortunate that that's the way that it's set up right now.
You know what I find very interesting is there are so many people out there that are in seriously bad situations in regards to famine, poverty, lack of work, etc., etc., etc. Yet there are people from South America and from other parts of the world, especially from Mexico. And I know a lot of these stories. I've read about them in the LA Times and San Diego Tribune, and many, many times where uh, kids and families with their kids will travel 20, 30 miles through hot, scorching deserts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some of them won't make it. And if you go out in those areas, more so before, not that much anymore. They're really starting to keep them from dying more so, or catch them before they have any problems. There's a little more cooperation than people realize from the border patrol, from what I've recently heard about and read. It's still a vicious process, but the way that they used to come and still kind of do, it's brutal. It's terrible. And I'm not talking about just a few, like 10 a day. We're talking hundreds. And so what happens is a lot of them will get caught on purpose, and they'll get free bus down past the border and get dropped off. And they'll come up and work for a few months, make some money or whatever they need, and get paid. Whether it's working in the fields, working in the groves, doing labor and construction, uh, uh, Home Depot, whatever, and then they'll go and just be visible and get caught by Amigra immigration, and the Amigra officers will take them back, a free ride back, and then but it's getting back in. It's the tough part. It's getting and you can get in via a car. It's not hard. I mean, I've driven across the border several times in my truck or in several cars that I've had. I've had several. Wait, I've taken three of my trucks across the border, a few cars across the border. But the thing is, and I look like a big Mexican. I'm like a big, maybe I'm too big to be Mexican. I don't know. But the thing is, and they look at me funny. But I've just gone up and they go, Where you? Do you have anything you want to? Do you have anything? And the dogs will come by and whatever, and then I'll just go, and it's a pretty quick process, and that's driving back into California, and sometimes I've seen just vans and trucks and cars just kind of just go right through sometimes, which is very odd. But there are I think I showed it on here a while back, a few months ago, that I think it's Italy and whatever borders some other country, where all that bordered their two countries, and it went right down this cafe where people ate. So half of the people that ate at the cafe were in one country, and then at the same cafe they were eating in the other country, because there was there was paint about 8 to 12 inches wide, these little dash marks to show where the borders separated. And I always show that picture because that's how stupid a wall is. That's how ridiculous it is to think. Uh, to, I mean, if I'm going to put a wall at the border, why shouldn't I put one like we do have in our backyard? You should have your own private property and privacy, of course. People do things or things happen. Plus, you don't want the dog jumping over the fence or people going in there. Of course, these little individual village, little private. You got a business. You don't want things missing, stuff like that. But when you start putting walls around nations, around countries, around states, it just seems so greedy. It just seems so possessive. It just seems so uh, medieval, and it's like the de-evolution of what I think we should be as a species. And when I do see a piece of paint that separates two countries and people are just having wine and kicking back and having a good time and just enjoying themselves, and just having a piece of French bread or something, and enjoying themselves, I think that's good. I think that's great. And they don't fucking care what color they are, what the religion they are, what they do. They're just having a good time and enjoying the company that they're with. And the sad thing about it is, it's almost like the people are, a lot of these people train our nation to be afraid of these immigrants, to be afraid of other nations, to be scared, which in some cases we should be. But it's just so sad that we're in the 21st century and we're still killing each other and building walls like medieval castle walls. Just stupid.
I don't know. Like, I kind of think of it like my home. It's like, I want my home to be safe and secure. But at the same time, I don't want to be alone in it. So if you want to come over, just knock on the door, introduce yourself, come on in. That's kind of how I see it. Just like, I don't understand why it's all arbitrary, man-made lines, because this person killed these people and now we own this thing. And I don't know. I don't know why everybody's just got to be so hateful.
Well, I'm surprised that this lady, who seems like she seems pretty fucking like a dynamic woman, getting shit done, doing the right
Afterwards, I
things,
approached you and asked them, happy to
and
come talk to
she
you
knows the
anytime to try to
ropes,
work on this
and
deal.
she's
I
been
do
through this
think that Senator
fucking.
Graham very impassionately described what he
She's been
believes
through
America is
this. She
about
knows how
and
to
what we
work
should
it,
move towards. Yes, I
and
agree with
she's
that.
very well educated, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Brown University. Um, there, I am trying to figure out, why isn't she the fucking president of the United States? She seems pretty okay. There seems a lot of people out there that should be. We oh my god, it's just fuck. It I mean, out of the people that were out for president last year, the choices that they actually had on the Republican side, which were a bunch of fucking freaks. I actually like Rand Paul, and all the weirdos of the Democrats, which there was only a few, except for one guy that was actually fucking awesome, and then he turned into a fucking totally testicle son of a bitch. But there's so many other people out there that I think could have done a fucking way better job. Way better. And it's kind of weird the way it just kind of all panned out. It just seems. It seems like somebody's They planned it. Like somebody said, you know what, let's make this guy the president because he's a fucking total chump and an idiot, and not a total idiot, but he can be our big distraction, and he'll get everybody.
Mostly idiot.
What?
I said mostly idiot.
When I hear that, I he's a man that took advantage of the money that his daddy gave him. He's when a lot of people that have had money from their parents, and the silver spoon, have shit that away and just totally, either for a good reason or they don't want to be a part of it. Maybe they're living in the mountains, or fucking the hills, or who knows. But this guy took the money and really not ran, but he started doing a lot of shit. I don't think he's a complete and total moron. He's just not the type of person that you want representing a fucking superpower. That's for damn sure. He's just not that guy. He's just and he's a bumbler too, kind of like me. But there's just so many people out there that are doing it. Oh, speaking of Republicans and what's going on, so how's your guy? What's his name for Friday? Are you sure we want to do it Friday? Because it's kind of quick. Is he already set on Friday?
I don't know if I can reschedule it at this point. I guess worst case scenario, I'm going to go up to my mom's house and use my sister's laptop.
Okay. Yeah, whatever works, man. Whatever works.
Yeah, I don't want to back out, especially this close to it,
Yeah. Well, you'll find a way. You usually do. You're a pretty resourceful young lady. Okay, so Snork's been here. I think I haven't been watching the OBS, but he's gone now. He's doing some things. He just likes to hang out every once in a while. We got Jenny Lynn that comes on in the gallery in the live chat, which we appreciate those people. Did you want to comment on anything? I'm sorry, Snark. I haven't been.
That's okay. I'm making cornbread.
Oh, God, it sounds so good.
In Twinkie form.
And what?
It looks like a Twinkie, but it's cornbread. The stuff dripping from it is called butter.
That's fucking awesome. How did you get the... Do they have like Twinkie die casted?
Right behind me. The blue thing.
It's a cornbread Twinkie maker?
Oh, you can make real Twinkies, or very close to real Twinkies. Yeah. I just chose to make cornbread because it's healthier.
That's fucking awesome, bro. Oh, M99. We're getting screwed with healthcare. Shit, hold on. I lost it because I can't see the node.
We're getting screwed with healthcare no matter what, but at least Rand had the right attitude about the drug war and non-intervention. Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know a whole lot about the Pauls, but from what I've heard about what his opinions on that, I gotta agree. And that's the thing. Like, I agree with libertarians on most things.
I know. Me too.
And then there's the deep end. I just can't go there.
I'm kind of on the edge. I'd like to show it, but it says I'm a libertarian socialistic guy. I did one of those graphs. Somebody sent it on Facebook where you answer all these questions, and it tells you where you lean as far as politics is concerned. And mine said libertarian is socialist.
Mine said I was like more centrist, which I was offended at because I like to think of myself as a radical, and I'm like, really, centrist? I don't know. I'm a radical in my heart, at least.
I think so. I think that's good. You're just radical, man. So I'm looking for it. I'm trying to find out exactly what it says, but it's a cool looking. You know what graph I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a XYZ kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Boop, boop. All right. I can't show it right now. Something's weird with my system. Your political compass. Economic left-right. Negative 6.25. Social libertarian, authoritarian. So that's what I am. I'm a social libertarian authoritarian, and I'm left right. Well, I don't know what the hell I just so right is right. I don't know. I don't know who designed that, but I think it's pretty close. I think I'm pretty close on that. But when you look at this, according to the culture, but it's according to our culture. It's according to, you know, how would this be? Would this graph be the same in China? You see what I'm saying? I mean, the titles would be different, right? Or maybe the same, but would we be off the charts? You know, it's just America has a different culture than other countries. So I'm just saying it's accurate here, but anywhere else it might be totally different. Let me see if I can post that.
Oh, Rosenfeld said that he did the one, oh crap, it went up, with the rating, and it matched you with the percentages with the candidates. That's the one that I did. Yeah, I really like that one, just because, you know, actually, you know, matched you with the candidates, and it gave you their platform and what you agree on, stuff like that. But you gotta watch out, because there's a lot of like pro Hillary Democrat stuff on there.
I got to be careful not to get sucked into that. Yeah, I don't see anybody doing anything really interesting. Oh, there was something else I think I was going to discuss tonight. Hold on. It's Tuesday. Most everything for the weekend happened yesterday, and a lot of you guys already talked about that in Eben's show last night. But let me see here.
Yeah, Jenny Lynn said, I side with. I think that, yeah, that's the website name.
Besides what the who?
It's I side with. That's the name of the website.
Oh, I side with. Right. Share screen. Nope. Dang it. My share screen isn't working. What the flip? You know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something really crazy here and see what happens. I'm gonna try a share screen. And if something happens, I'm sorry. Shit. Un momento, por favor. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Ah, man. Okay, downtime. Wow, there's not a lot of people on tonight. How many people are in the chat? How many people total are on the show?
26.
20's watching.
Really?
26.
26 total, including us?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's kind of a lot. How is there 20? I don't see 26 people in there.
26 people watching now.
Oh, these are just people that are watching. Okay, they're probably just going, wow, dead time, not good.
27 now.
Oh, getting worse. All right, so hold on. I'm trying to find that. I'm going to do something really crazy. Because Evan says you can't post. Do you know why you can't? I can't share in Zoom when I'm
Not a
doing
clue.
the OBS. Do you understand any
Not a
reason?
clue.
I'm sorry?
Not a clue. I think you need a second machine to do it.
Oh, I wonder. Well, I'm going to break the rules and see what will happen. That's what I do.
Kind of like crossing the streams.
Really? Like in like Ghostbusters? Never cross the streams.
Your cornbread time.
Oh. Oh, your cornbread is. What was that? Was that what your cornbread thing? It tells you what if it's done or not, or. All right, let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna cross the streams. Are you ready? We're doing it, man. Okay, boom, done. Okay, what happened? Am I still on? Hello?
There's the chat on the right-hand side, and the screen's still black.
Darkness.
That might take a minute.
Oh, no, wait. Okay, oh, that's my fault. Fuck, hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, let me do it again. Hold on. I totally fucked that up. Okay, let me do it again. This is fun. Because if I've been okay, so ready? 3, 2, 1, booyah! And I'm gonna go back. Can you guys see it? Who can see it? Can you see it, Snork? Snork.
I just see it.
Okay, now it's off. So we're clear? Can you and you can still see my ugly mug? Am I still is it live streaming? Is it live streaming?
Live stream has returned to normal. Everything looks okay here. I got to get these out before they burn.
I can actually see the chat better now. I don't know what you did.
Oh, was I able to share anything though? Did I share anything?
I didn't see anything. Just a black screen.
Oh, I don't think it's shared. I don't. That's what happened. It didn't share. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Alrighty then. So, I get it. So you can't. I wonder why that is. It's not that it's gonna screw it up. It's just that it won't share. Can you guys see it in Zoom? Testing 1, 2. Sorry, let's just do this testing.
I saw it in Zoom.
So you saw it in Zoom, but I didn't see it in.
My other screen was behind my chair.
Can you guys see? This is my new banner.
I see your new banner. Green on the right, you on the left.
Yeah. Now I'm going to see if it shows up in the. Nope, it's not showing up. How do you get it to show up? Record computer disabled, participant annotation, hide video panel, audio option, video settings, optimize share for full screen video clip. Ah! It's not showing it. Okay, so that's the reason I can't share. The OBS doesn't catch it, which I think is really odd. But at least I can show Ryan this. Oh, Ryan, listen. Here, watch. Are you there, mate?
There you go, mate.
All right. Let me show you this, brother. I can share in the Zoom, but it won't be seen on the
YouTube.
on the live chat or YouTube. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Okay. It's like you're talking to yourself. Oh, you sound like me. Not really. I'm not that good at it. Okay, so damn it. Oh crap. Crap. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go to Symphony. So this is what I did. I wanted to have Derek Crow in there because that's going to change. These pictures will over
Alexa,
time.
Set cornbread timer 7 minutes.
Cornbread timer 7 minutes. Starting now.
What the fuck? Oh my god. What else does that machine do, Snork?
Okay, so what I can do, right, is I can get rid of those green bits at the end, those two different colored green bits, and make it all the one color.
No, I like the different modes of green. That's cool.
Okay, so what I can do is I can narrow them a little so they're not so wide, but everything fits in that.
But it has to be a certain size or bigger to go inside of the banner itself.
So does that fit?
Let me see if it's changed because mine worked. So I just took mine that I originally had and I slapped that over it. And then I tried to put it on there and it didn't take. So let me just check real quick. What's going on? Yeah, right.
Because what I can do is I can make the back bit
going
bigger,
on?
like the back colors
Yeah, right.
bigger, and concentrate the Mana Talk with James and your pictures center of that. If
See,
that makes
watch.
sense.
I'm gonna do it right now. Watch this. Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay, so watch. Shit. I gotta. Actually, hang on. Just a second.
I can keep working on it until we
Oh,
get it right.
wait.
I don't
Okay,
care.
wait. No, I just have to. If you see what it says, it has to be, but it's fine in the your photos. It's saying that it's the right size. It says that. I think it's.
I think I know what's happening. I do know what's happening.
Saving. It says it's saving. Hold on. I want to see what it says because it couldn't do it earlier. I think it's fine now. It's just for some weird reason. Saving. The functionality is not available right now. Please try again later. I don't know what that means.
Does it give you dimensions? Does it give you
No,
like?
everything's fine. It's saying that the functionality of pasting that on there isn't working. That's what I'm perceiving. Snork, are you
Okay.
listening to this? Okay, I can show you what it says in the Zoom. That's cool. Okay, but nobody else can see it. Sorry, guys. Like you fucking like they care. I don't think they care anyway. So, okay, can you see what it says? So I just tried to post that, and then it says the functionality is not available right now. Please try again later. So this happened last time when I posted mine, and then like hours later, it worked. It just popped up. So
Okay.
I think it's got to take some time or something. So we'll see. We'll see.
I think what it does is it tells you to have the maximum height and width.
Yeah.
Therefore, it gives it a bit of playroom for when you're actually scrolling down the page, because it does a funny little scroll thing with that image at the top.
Right.
So if I can, I think I know what I've got to do. Just let me have a little bit of a play with it, and then I'll send one back to you, and then you can try it later. Because I don't think the thing is they want it to be a certain size, but it only shows like a little bit in the middle. So I think that's what I need to work out.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna grab this one and just send it to you now.
Okay.
But I want those. I don't really care about my mug. I just thought that'd be good.
Well, if you don't want your photo in there, we can take that out.
I kind of like it.
Okay.
That was a good photo.
Okie dokie.
But here it is, and I'm going to send it to you. But the pictures I want though. All the pictures keep just the way they are. Please, and everything else is fine. What if it pops up the way it is? I'm just going to be fine with it. You don't have to do anything to it. But it says that it has to be a certain size, which I showed you that, right?
Yeah.
I gotta get Photoshop and do all this shit.
No, get the free one online. There's a free one online, open source. Don't pay for it.
What?
Yeah, don't pay for it.
Where's that? You said open source?
Yeah, open source Photoshop. Yeah, look.
I feel like just open source, Azure, Microsoft.
GIMP. GIMP, GIMP.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, Stevie's hanging out with us tonight.
Stevie, just one quick question. which episode was that that one that you wanted to add out of? Do you know?
I emailed it to you. There's 3 episodes. There's 3 episodes that I want on there, please.
Okay.
And then what's Stevie doing?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I was like, where'd you go?
Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it so that there's no YouTube player on it.
Uh-huh.
So if you could tell me which episodes they're out of, I can go and do a screenshot and then take them.
No. Those screenshots.
Timer is done.
Okay, that's pretty trippy, Snark. The screenshots are perfectly placed with the people and their faces the way they are.
Timer is done.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is I think it would look better if you didn't have the YouTube player bit at the bottom of the image.
The line, the red line.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that, honestly. I know what you're saying. But those I had to go back in and look for that exact moment on one of them. One of them I had already, and the other one I already had. So this one I had to go back to where, and I know what you're saying. It just looks kind of.
Yeah,
but I'm okay with that. Honestly, I know. It's okay.
I know. Can I just say something? It's easy to go back because the time's on the bottom of that image that you've given me. So it's easy to go back to that time. I just need the date that video was taken and uploaded. Then I can go back and get that exact time.
Oh, shit. Let's take a look. I think I can.
But you need so 4019 was the first one. I'm going to get it looking pro, James. I don't do things half-heartedly.
Okay, I'm starting to feel that. All right, thank you. By the way,
it's my OCD.
Are you right? It's all right. Are you going to send me like a really big bill? Because I.
No. It's all free, mate. All free.
Right on. Cool.
4819.
Hey, you ever heard of a guy named Paul Courtney? Probably not. But he was a really good friend of mine, and we used to Hobie Cat on his Prindle. A Prindle is it's like was the competition more freshwater, but this thing was super fast, 18-foot dual hull Hobie Cat. You know what I'm talking about? And
nope.
It was a sailboat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we used to sail a lot out of Waikiki and all around the islands and shit when I was younger. And he used to hang glide. He was a hang glider, like serious hang glider. And he had like some article where he was the first guy to do a like multiple 360s. You know, not just one, but like vertical multiple loop to loop to loops. And invented a lot of different tricks. But there was one time Paul Courtney, and he's from Australia. Paul Courtney was from Australia. His family was from Australia. We used to go sailing a lot. But he was out. I've been up twice to Makapu, and one time we went up there. He didn't have the tandem kite. We're just kind of showing me what he's doing. I go, dude, I want to go up and watch that sometime. So he's up there. It was just him and I, and there's this cliff that goes down about 2,000 feet or something like that. It just like goes straight down. This cliff just goes straight down. But anyway, so I'm at the launch pier. There's a little pier that goes out where you're down below the cliff itself about 4 or 5 feet, and you stand on this at the edge of this big wooden like pier, Snork. Snark. I'm gonna mute him.
Oh, sorry.
No worries, bro. No worries. So you're standing on this. There's this. Here's the. Okay. Here's the ledge, right? And the kite's like this. Fuck it. I'm just gonna find the picture. Hang on. So I launched him off of this giant cliff, and he was so good at what he did. Is he swings by the side of the cliff, just right off the edge, and he's yelling at me, "Go get a beer! Go get a beer!" And we're drinking Bud Light or Budweiser, just Budweiser. And he goes, "Go get a beer and hang on to the rope and reach out and I'll grab it from you." And I'm fucking like looking down, and it's just a rope around my waist that's pretty strong. You know, I was about 220, 225, 230 at the time. And I'm looking down. I go, "Oh, don't even look down." So I'm not stoned. I'm not drunk. I'm just fucking doing this, man. And I reach my hand out off the side of this cliff, and the guy just hovers by, reaches his hand out, and grabs a beer from my hand. It was fucking awesome.
Man, I don't have the courage to do anything like that.
It was crazy. The next time I was going to go up and do a tandem because he brought what's called a condor. It's a bigger kite. And I was going to go up with him and I was going to do it. But he goes, I invited my dad too. So if my dad comes up, I got to take him up. And him and his dad were having problems and he didn't like a lot of, just whatever. We were young and partying. But his dad showed up, man. I was like, fuck. Damn it. But him and his dad went up and they flew around. It was pretty cool. I got pictures for them.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. But that used to happen a lot, but they don't have it anymore. They don't have the Makapu kite sailing anymore. But that is one of my goals. Working out and walking, doing all this stuff, trying to get in better shape. My goal is to get down to a certain weight. And once I get down to the certain weight, then I can go up north by Malibu. And they have these big sandy beaches where they have novice, training, these just mounds that are like right up against the shore when there's onshore winds. So it's perfect for just learning. And there's this school out there, and it's like $150 for like 3 or 4 hours of learning how to do this. And I fucking want to do it so bad because that was such a tease.
That sounds pretty cheap.
Yeah, I was like, shit, $150, I'm on it. But problem is, I got to lose like fucking a lot of weight.
Yeah, join the club. I've got to lose some weight too.
No, dude.
Mine's mainly because of medication. So, yeah, which sucks. But I'll get there eventually. Life will go on and continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I went off my meds back in August, and since then I have put on 50 pounds. And, between that and the holidays, and I love food, and I don't really exercise like I should. Spend too much time at the computer. But I weighed myself, and I was like, oh my god, that's bad. 50 pounds, that's a lot.
My wife got up to.
I've lost horses again.
My wife got up to 190, and she came up with what she called the candy bar diet, where she ate 2 regular meals a day, or three regular meals a day. Breakfast was kind of light, but 2 hours before she went to bed, she always had a candy bar.
Sounds like my kind of diet.
Yeah, and she lost 60 pounds, and I can't remember if it was 4 months or 6 months.
Damn. That's a lot.
And she had 3 cans of Dr. Pepper a day, the sugared kind.
Damn.
She always had a can of sugar with her candy bar. And the candy bars she had the most were Snickers bar, Almond Joy, and Skor, SKOR.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of Skor bar. Those are good. Fuck, I'll eat any candy bar, man. Like Stevie said. I love food. What am I gonna do?
See, we don't have half the candy bars you guys have over here. We have our own. We don't,
You don't have like Snickers and Butterfingers.
we don't have Butterfingers, but we have Snickers. We have Mars bar.
There you go.
I'm finishing off all of the defective cornbread Twinkies.
See, that's my downfall. It's not sugar. I could leave sugar, but I'm more of a like fat and salty kind of diet.
Crisps.
You know, I grew up in the South, man. If it's not fried, it's not edible.
That's right.
You know what we don't? You know what we don't have in Australia that I really wish we did have for those like pork crackling.
Pork rinds. Pork rinds.
Pork rinds. Yeah, we don't have that here.
I love those.
Oh man, I'd be eating those 24/7.
Those are evil good. All right, I found a video of Makapoo. This is fucking trippy, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You ready? You'll see, they won't see it on YouTube, but just if anybody wants to watch it, just put launching Makapoo hang gliding Hawaii. The last time they did it, and I think they outlawed it, was like 2012 now. Is they're not allowing them to do it anymore. They've had a few deaths, whatever. But so let me just put it on and show you. It's pretty fucking cool. I was so close to doing this. Pissed off. Don't even get me started. Okay, so here's the cliff, right? Where's my annotator? Spotlight. Oh wait, no, not that. Stupid. That's stupid. Redo. Well, no, undo. There we go. Okay, so there you see my thing, right? There we go. Starting it. See, that's where I was down here. That's the launch, but there's a rope. Now here's the thing. The kite is pointed down because the wind is coming up. Do not lift the nose. If you lift the nose, you're either gonna flip over or you could just take off of the cliff. If you're not prepared, it can be very bad. And everybody's just waiting for somebody to fuck up. But what I remember when I did it, I was holding on the nose with two hands like this, the nose. He said, just hold it there. So I was holding it right there. And then he said something. Did I? He started saying something. And I started lifting him. He goes, no, I'm not ready. And it lifted me up. I literally lifted up off the ground. My feet were off the ground. It was fucking cool. But here comes, so now he's pointing down. The wind's coming. He can feel it. He's got to be careful. All right. Oh, he's hanging onto the wires. You see? He's hanging onto the wires.
I'm pretty sure you can still do this in India.
Look at that. Is that fucking awesome or what, man?
Wow.
See ya. Just stay there for fucking fly around for hours, bro. These people they'd be out there for like 4 or 5 hours just flying around just forever. Crazy.
Yeah.
See, look, he's hanging out to the front wires. Look at that.
And it doesn't take much, does it? Like, just to get airborne.
No, but look how high this cliff is. Can you see how high this cliff is?
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't catch me on the edge of it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm afraid of heights.
But that's where I stood on this platform holding a beer. With a guy at a kite flew by it. I gave him a beer. A little bit spilled. But still, it was fucking amazing.
Wow.
I wanted to be the guy in the kite.
I'm sure you did.
That's my goal, man. Oh, wait. That was a good takeoff. I want to see his takeoff. See? If that kite goes up, see? It's almost... You got to be careful. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
He almost got hit by the crossbar.
Yeah.
Once that thing
'Cause
goes, it'll lift you up. So you got to get out of there.
yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Anyway.
As soon as he let go of the wires, it was gone.
Oh wait, what's going on? Angela's. Oh shit. Angela from the Green Party person. What is she doing? Hi James, sorry for the late response. Thank you for. All right. Did you see that?
No.
Okay. I just got this from Angelica Duena. She's running for Congress
Mm-hmm.
for the Green Party. Hi James, sorry for the late response. Thank you for the invite and the platform. Let me share this with my team and get back with you. So she's got to, get approval
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And I gave her Josh Jones's video and Derek's video, which was good. Those are good ones. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I would with her, since she's going for every position's important. I understand that, but every time I'm doing this, I'm perfecting it. I'm making it more streamlined. So the next time we do it, it's either going to be a get to know me, let's talk kind of thing, or it's going to be, and then we could have a lightning round. That's what I want to do next time. So she can segment it. In other words, she can cut it away. So the first part was, hey, talk, get to know me, what's going on, how you doing, what do you do, what are you running for, what's going on, what do you like, and then at the end we can do the quick lightning round. Single payer, yes or no? Fuck yeah, single payer. Marijuana, yes or no? Oh hell yeah, marijuana. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know what I mean. Stuff like that, I think would be a good idea. Just so every time I do it, I'm getting new and better and quicker and better ideas. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and the cool thing is anybody else that's doing this, like Stevie's got somebody what's the guy's name, Stevie?
Sam Ronan.
Sam Ronan. Yeah, I know, and because she's talked to a few people that I've gotten ideas from, and I know, and I get ideas from other people as well. Like Indy had a show with, I forgot her name. Remember the one where we had the troll that had what was that guy's name? Snicker
Snicker
penis.
penis.
So Ryan, this guy came in and totally trolled us, and that sucks because that's kind of what happens when you when you do hangouts and you post it everywhere. So what happened is this guy came in and just trolled the shit out of us for a long ass time, and it wasn't good. Do you remember her name? Does anybody remember her name?
Seema. Was it Seema?
I think it was Seema. Yes, that's correct. Seema something. She was Puerto Rican or something. I think. Hell,
Yeah, I think she's running against Ted Cruz. I just can't remember her last name for the life of me.
She is. That is correct.
Mm. I don't understand trolling.
I get you.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, of all the things you could be doing in the world, making the world a better place, you decide to troll people who are trying to make the world a better place.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, if you're gonna troll like, I don't know, Hillary Clinton or Joe Manchin or people like that. Like,
That's
go harass
fine.
them. Go take up some of their time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Just silly.
Her name was Pauline Salotti.
Oh.
She is the Suffolk County Green Party chairperson. And I'll show a little bit of it. The trolling won't be in there, sadly. But I'll just... Sadly, you know what sucks is you guys are the only people who can see my sharing, which I think is okay sometimes. But I
You
want
don't have a banner. You don't have a banner on today.
a what?
A banner. Your Manor Talk with James banner's not up on.
The banner's not up on anything.
No. Oh, I've got it on YouTube, but I don't. Oh no, that doesn't come up on Zoom, does it? My bad. Sorry for the confusion.
No, yeah, it just doesn't come on there. I just want that banner to come on.
Did you see Cory Booker nearly had a cry?
You know what? Let me check something. What happened? What do you mean?
He got upset with. He's in a congressional hearing, and he went on about Donald Trump's vulgar and vile language when talking about Haitians and Africans. What did he say? Is shit what?
Shithole.
Shithole. And Cory Booker nearly.
In an Oval Office meeting,
I'm going to play him right now.
referring to people from African countries and Haitians with the most vile and vulgar language. Both language festers. When ignorance and bigotry is allied with power, it is a dangerous force in our country. Your silence and your amnesia is complicity. Right now in our nation, we have a problem. I don't know if 73% of your time is spent on white supremacist hate groups. I don't know if 73% of your time is spent concerned about the people in fear in communities in this country, Sikh Americans, Muslim Americans, Black Americans. The fact pattern is clear of the threats in this country. I hurt. When Dick Durbin called me, I had tears of rage when I heard about his experience in that meeting. And for you not to feel that hurt and that pain and to dismiss some of the questions of my colleagues, saying I've already answered that line of questions when tens of millions of Americans are hurting right now because of what they're worried about what happened in the White House.
He's going to start crying.
That's unacceptable to me.
He's crying.
There are threats in this country. People plotting. I receive enough death threats to know the reality. Kamala receives enough death threats to know the reality. Maisie receives enough death threats to know the reality. And I've got a president of the United States whose office I respect, who talks about the countries of origins of my fellow citizens in the most despicable of manner. You don't remember. You can't remember the words of your commander-in-chief. I find that unacceptable. Mr. Chairman, I'm grateful to be on this.
You see what she just did?
I'm more than ever today.
She couldn't give a shit.
No, that's exactly what it was. Oh my fucking God. She said, oh, what the? She's like, oh, fuck him. That's what.
What a
dude,
fucking
oh
crybaby.
my God.
I'm more than ever today happy.
That's her reaction.
Mr. Chairman,
what a crybaby.
I'm grateful to be on this committee. I'm more than ever.
Oh my God. He,
Mr. Chairman,
he is actually, he's half black, so I feel his pain. But the thing is he's fucking, he should get an Oscar for this, man. This is good.
Yeah, but he's
getting better at faking human emotions.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Do you see that look?
Yeah,
That's
like,
it.
I couldn't give a shit.
She's like, she's looking at her notes going, what the fuck? Fuck this guy.
Yeah. Who is this guy again? That's what it's like, isn't it? Who is this? I've got to look down at my notes to see who this guy is again.
I totally get it, Cory. The guy's fucking despicable. He does, he's a supreme whatever. But the thing is you and the DNC, you didn't step up for Bernie, did you? Did you, Cory? Right? Did you fucking go help?
He couldn't even stand up for, what was it, the bill to import medicine. He couldn't even stand up for that.
I know.
And he's going to get his feelings hurt over some bad words. I'm
would
with you
affect
on this.
his.
That's like the most I've ever seen him like fired up about something. He's like, where was the outrage? Where was the
For
outrage
single payer.
when they were fucking these countries over? Now you're going to be outraged because he said a bad word to describe these countries? What the
Exactly.
fuck?
How about the tax plan? I didn't see him go crazy on the tax plan. I didn't see him. I haven't
He
seen him.
voted for it, didn't he?
Oh shit! I think so. Such a fucking poser. That guy's such a poser. Oh my god. Fucking dickhead.
I love how Snork just grabs a drink every now and
Yeah.
again.
Eating his cornbread.
Eating
Eating
his
the cornbread and driving it.
Gets his big gulp cup and has a big slurp out of it.
Snork, what is that, sir? Is that, yes, but I got these big chewable vitamins I like chewing on. You're on mute, bro. Let me take after you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got it. It takes me forever to figure out where to mute it. Sometimes I move the screen around. Yes, these are magnesium. They're for muscle pain.
I should get some of that.
You get old, you drink a couple of big gulps, you lose some magnesium in your urine. You got to replenish it. This is actually from the local grocery store. It's not a big gulp, and I reuse the cup hundreds of times. But it's a nice cup because I can put all kinds of ice in it, and I've almost finished with my dirty ice, and I get to start making clean ice in a couple of days. I just installed a new water purification system for my house, and so I've got no more radium in my water.
Well, that's always a plus.
Yeah, and other nasty stuff, but I have no magnesium in my water. So I've got to get used to taking magnesium pills, and I think that's a small problem compared to what I'm taking out of the water.
Hey, is there magnesium in spinach?
Depends.
What do you
Good
mean?
spinach, yes. But so many farmers avoid the cost of replenishing the magnesium after they, Del Monte's a pretty good brand, but I would say the only way you can really tell is to have a doctor give you a blood test, and it's rather expensive.
I love spinach.
What happens in many farms is after they fertilize and grow crops, nutrients like magnesium in the ground doesn't get replenished. It gets sent out, eventually depleted in the soil that's grows in it. So some of our soil grown crops do not have adequate nutrients anymore. And in hydroponics, you have to have the nutrients anyway, so you know they're there.
Like vitamins?
Like vitamins. And you get to choose which vitamins there are. So you can use vitamin, MN here, magnesium, instead of vitamin U.
You know what's a good soil that I know I want to start growing stuff in someday in the future? Is Hawaii. Hawaii, I think's got... Oh, Australia's got some good soil, too.
Well, I mean, soil isn't forever, so it has to be replenished. What Hawaii has is very young soil.
Yeah. Is that good?
Yes, that's good. In some parts of Asia, they terrace farmed many thousands of years ago. I don't know how long ago, hundreds, thousands, generations. They don't even know which generation some of them when they started terracing. But they would take human manure up to the top and use that to replenish the nutrients. But pretty soon they start washing out of the people as more and more of it goes down the rivers and streams. So it was an old custom that they put a pot out beside the road, and people traveling by would honor them by filling their buckets.
Oh, wow. So there is magnesium in spinach, but there might not be the nutrients
Well,
that it used to be.
One of the depleted nutrients in many vegetables is magnesium. If it's there in the soil, it's going to be in your spinach.
Okay.
So if they grow spinach time and time and time again in the same crop, and they replenish only just a few items, potassium is one that gets replenished a lot. They'll actually go out and put potash on the fields, but things like magnesium and some of the other nutrients don't get added as much.
Have you been to the website called Vote Smart?
No, go ahead and let us know about it.
I'm gonna find it right now.
You can go on and you can look up any politician and how they voted.
By the way, Cory Booker, Academy Award, buddy. Academy Award.
I was thinking about that today. Not the Cory Booker, but your Vote Smart issue. Well, Cory Booker never trusted, but the once he was against us getting medical care, I have nothing to do with the guy. So, but Vote Smart.
I'm posting it right now. If you guys post it, could you post this in order for people to see that?
Yeah. I can
Imagine straightforward facts about any state or national.
There we go.
Wait, okay. I want to know where this came from and who created it and what company. I want to know whose finger is on this.
Contact us.
I'm sorry?
I'm looking at the contact us.
Oh.
It originated in Iowa.
I'm logging in. I'm signing up.
Yeah, Des Moines.
Yes.
I'm going to sign up right now, by golly.
But it's
You need Fort Madison, Snock?
I thought it said Des Moines.
Yeah, it does. Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, I'm in Olwine, Iowa. I'm in the Northeast.
I had friends that grew up in Fort Madison. Vote Smart. It's pretty full on.
Pretty cool. I'm all over it. You know what's not? You know what? I know this is painful, but Stevie's computer is still down, and it sucks that all of us are playing with our computers, and she's not.
Yeah, she's probably going nuts right now.
I'm sorry, young lady.
Maybe we can start a GoFundMe page to get Stevie a new computer.
I think one might be hitting her area pretty soon.
Yeah, Evan sent me one. He built one, and it was
nice.
super awesome of him.
That's wicked.
Totally. And if it's coming from Evan, I'm telling you right now, it's probably I swear to God, if it's liquid cooled, I'm going to be so jealous.
Mm-hmm. Mine's liquid cooled.
Yeah.
It also probably Bitcoin mines while she's not looking for a screensaver.
I should receive an email to verify that I'm one of the. Oh.
Well, what I wanted today was I want to know. Well, I think I could put, by going to websites, find out who were Hillary Clinton super delegates. But I would also like to know: is there a place where I can find out the
to
other
the whole
votes?
world? It was an astounding leap of faith.
It's a fucking video. Go ahead, sir.
Proceed. I'd like to know things like who voted for Tom Perez. I want to know who's making these bad decisions, and I want them out.
It's okay. I can tell you who they are, but they're not in the DNC. I'm just saying they're people that have that pull the trigger and make the big decisions for like big pharma, like Pfizer. They're people that have like fracking CEOs. You see what I'm saying? Those are the real.
Those who are bought connect into the system.
Yeah. So they're buying those people. They're controlled by their money and their power and their influence. But so these legislators, judiciaries, and executives are puppets. They're marionettes, right?
Yeah, we need to figure out how to cut the wires.
Yeah, the wires.
I want to find out where the wires are.
Oh, that's just transactions and zeros and ones and just sending money to Cayman Island accounts and Thailand accounts and Fuck. That was good spinach, man. And then I squished the can. You know? But, that's it, Snark. I'm just saying it's...
Spinach couldn't grow unless it did have some nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not nutrient free.
Hey, it says on here with natural sea salt. Del Monte with natural sea salt.
Yeah, I'm bothered by the natural sea salt, but
I think that was probably my first plug.
What? Whose YouTube channel was the person who was organizing a website app that looked for you could just punch in the postcode and it will bring up your local. Was it Graham Elwood's? He had because this website does it too. If you punch in the postcode of where you are, and then click on the bio, votes, petitions, ratings, speeches, and funding, it brings up your local politicians.
For where? Are you talking about on VoteSmart?
Yeah. See where it says "Vote Smart, Facts Matter"?
Yes.
Underneath there, it says "Enter a politician's name or zip code."
Oh, okay.
And then click on bio, votes, petitions. So if I how do you spell Pelosi? Pelosi. That's it. And Nancy Pelosi. And then you can click on her bio, and it brings up her bio, what her stance on education, what her education is, political expertise, and all that type of stuff, and then her votes.
So this goes down the list to the most minute person.
Yep.
Oh, this is fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes from the president of the United States. I typed in Huntington Beach zip code, Huntington Beach, California, Surf City, USA, and it went from Donald Trump all the way to, Betsy DeVos, Secretary of State, Rick fucking Perry, and then I see fucking Ben Carlson. He looks asleep.
They claim they've got 40,000 politicians and millions of facts.
Okay, and then at the very end it says Mike Posey, council member, incumbent. Jill Hardy, council member, incumbent. Anybody green here? I'm trying to click. Well, I clicked it. Now choose a category. I don't know what the fuck. What category? Oh, bio, votes, positions, ratings, speeches, funding. Oh, I think I've seen this before.
This is awesome.
This is pretty fucking cool.
I'm going to spend a lot of time
I'm going to live here, dude. For sure.
Unfortunately, I'm going to live here for a long time. Fuck it. Whenever I see Dianne Feinstein's name, it just sends a little shiver up my spine.
Ugh. She's yucky. But she's worth how much? I think I was telling somebody net worth. That it does. You know what? I want to see that. I'm going to contact these guys and hey, can you put the net worth in there? I want to know what their net worth is. Because here, look, I'll type it in. Dianne Feinstein net worth. Dianne Feinstein net worth. Oh, look, it already came up for me. Fuck. I put his space N and it gave me net worth. Yeah, 41 million. Oh, wait, sorry. 52. She's at Open Secrets is saying 79. She's at 79, 80 fucking $80 million. That's what legislators need. They need.
At least she's not as corrupt as Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. because Nancy's at 437,000, I think. I was looking
Yeah,
that
she's
up.
in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, she's at hundreds of millions, 194. Yeah, she's at 400 million. Yeah, 400 million.
How can people amass so much wealth?
Well, she's raised over 400 million. She has 100 million at least in the last election alone. Now her net worth is showing 101 million. That's her net worth. So, that's, Snork, it's money. That's the cord between the puppet and the marionette is a fucking money. You cut that stream of money and we might have power over our supposed leaders again. I'll be back in a minute. Snork, you got the con, by the way.
Okay. Sorry.
No worries.
Did you need to go somewhere, or did you need it back?
Wait, no. I'm gonna go for a minute.
Okay, I'll be right here.
I don't want to always say where I'm going. I'll be back. You got it, right?
Sometimes needs are needs. Go ahead. I'm ready. I was just looking at the contact us to see where it was.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. I like that. I like that.
It's a good 4-hour drive for me. But, it's a local call for me. If there's any suggestions you want to make, I'd be willing to contact them. So, if we need to. I don't foresee going to Des Moines in the near future. I might have to in 3 months, but 3 months isn't really that far away. So, to me, Los Angeles is almost as close as Des Moines, because it's a 4-hour drive for me to get to Chicago, and I can get on a plane and I can fly anywhere in the world. I can get in my car, drive 4 hours, go to Des Moines and get a sandwich.
So it's a long drive for a sandwich.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of nice restaurants in Des Moines, but I expect there to be politics start heating up in Iowa the summer before an election.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as big as summer before a presidential election, so there'll be a little bit of jockeying and whatever. About 6 months after the midterm election, where they elect Congress, that's when it gets hot here. Anybody wants to be a candidate, they start coming to Iowa. And anybody that wants to correct for the problems that we had in the previous election needs to have or act together by then. By the day after the next election, the decisions really should be made by a candidate that they're going for the 2020. Hillary started preparing for being president the day after Bill was inaugurated.
Yep.
So, and the day after Bill left office, she was already taking office herself to get the credibility to run for president by running for senator, leveraging whatever she could, what she'd done with the party. And I feel that she probably knew that she couldn't run for president after all the dirt that Bill had been dragged through during his presidency. There was I don't know if they perceived it, that they'd caused such a mess. Definitely Gore knew that their name was mud at the time and did not ask them to participate in his election in any way. And I often wonder if the Clintons actively used what little clout they had to prevent him from getting a lot of cooperation, because there just was not energetic support for Gore.
Mm-hmm.
And Gore had upset a large portion of the populace. At the time, we had over 10% of the people in the United States don't attend church, don't belong to a church. And Gore thought that those people should not have citizenship.
Mm.
And that you don't upset 10% of the people. Well, Trump didn't, he got elected. So what do we do? But I'm going to a political thing tomorrow night. To me, I feel that since my choices here are the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, I am going to support the local Democratic Party. I don't currently support the national. But
I wouldn't either.
So I am making cornbread. And so I got my cornbread ready, and I've got whatever, but I will not support the national until they redress the issues that they have not redressed from the previous election. I want proof that Oprah Winfrey or some other billionaire has not bought a slot or the ticket to be president. I want to know that if they're asking me to do all the support and ask people to knock on doors to vote, that those votes really count.
Mm.
And as long as they have to have their superdelegates have enough of a portion that they get to decide, I don't see that as having us vote. And
I'm really hoping for everybody's sake in America that Hillary and Bill would just slide off into obscurity, and Obama doesn't stick his head out.
Well, what I would like to see there is, I'd like to know, first of all, have they stopped paying her consultants yet for her run for 2020?
Good point.
And if not, has her people had any luck getting across to her how poorly her recent tour across the Rust Belt states in the United States? The Rust Belt states start in Pennsylvania, go to Ohio, go to Detroit, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa. Iowa has a kind of a dual thing. We were the major manufacturer of tractors. And Illinois had several large manufacturing plants for automobiles, and Caterpillar construction equipment was just as large as any automotive assembly plant. The Caterpillar plant in Aurora, Illinois. All these were devastated. In fact, President Carter was hated in Illinois for devastating Caterpillar. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people forgot that. But he intervened and shut down the Olympics, did not let them have their Olympics, and Caterpillar, most of the employees went for a very long time without pay. So people that are just economically devastated by something that the president's proud of, it doesn't do well for them in the future.
I hope not. I hope people don't have a short memory. That's what I find a lot of people.
Well, they usually do have a short memory, but when they're really hurt and they really realize it, they never forget.
Yeah. Because, like, Australia is hurting. When America does something, it does affect other nations. And
well, bauxite, mined in Australia, it's one of the best places to get it. Mm-hmm. If a large portion of our people can't afford an extra 6-pack of beer, it reduces the amount of bauxite we have to import from Australia immensely.
Mm-hmm.
People forget these things. And I know it's probably made offshore somewhere else and we just get the aluminum. But it's still the end of the chain is here.
Yeah.
If we're not using the extra aluminum for our people to get drunk and tailgaters, it's silly how things can go across.
I mean, also like uranium as well. If it wasn't for wanting to keep the US happy, we could dig up the whole outback and ship uranium off to whoever wants it. To be honest with you,
not just uranium,
it's just full of
industrial sapphires.
Okay.
Right out in the outback. I can't remember exactly which portion now. It's in one of the driest, hottest regions of Australia. There are a bunch of Australians who live underground.
Cooper Pedy,
that's the place. And they mine both industrial and jewelry grade sapphire.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's interesting. One of the best places in the world to get it. It's our reason for letting the Australians be there. But there are. Australia has many abundances.
Mm-hmm.
They're not mineral poor, and but demand is what's important. Anybody that wants anything to be worthwhile, there has to be a demand for it. Just on the sapphires alone, if we only speak about the jewelry is purchased by people who have extra money. If you're talking about really, really large jewels, there's only a few people that buy them. Mm-hmm. If you're talking about a tiny jewel that's like for a gift for a family member, or perhaps a school ring, or just a bracelet, they tend to be smaller, but you want a whole lot of people to buy the smaller ones. Mm-hmm. And when the people don't have jobs, they're not buying sapphires.
No.
So 300 million people in the United States are having troubles paying for their health bills, having troubles paying their rent, or having troubles paying the electricity. Australia is not going to be selling sapphires.
No.
And another, you use for sapphires, people don't realize the really crummy ones can get used for sandpaper, carborundum, and other materials can get, the little teeny chips, the dust, they get used in different grades of sandpaper.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people aren't repainting their cars, if people aren't sanding and remodeling their house, they don't need to buy sandpaper. Another whack in Australia. All these fine products. These are products that we need to function as a society now. Because if you want something to look nice, you want a car to look nice, you need some Australian sandpaper. and maybe the Australians don't even know it, that they should be proud of these things.
Oh yeah, one of the guys that helped develop Wi-Fi they had a advertisement on for a car, and this car was fancy and all this other stuff, and they were going through, do you know who this guy is? You don't really know who this guy is. This guy's the guy who helped invent Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Australia also has some really good plumbing accessories.
Plumbing?
Don't laugh. They have a plumbing line called Sharkbite.
Yep.
Sharkbite, and it's meant to make plumbing easy and safe. So it allows you to plumb a place without using any lead.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That's what I just use to fix my water pipes. So.
All right, you picked the right one. And so you could go in. It's also less prone to frost damage. So you can feel
we don't have that problem here in Australia.
Oh, Stevie just reduced her chance of getting frozen pipes by 25%.
Giving Australians jobs. Thanks, Stevie.
Yeah, I'm going to need it tonight. I think it's supposed to get down like 4 degrees or something.
A Butte Aussie chick.
The important thing is wind must not blow on the pipe. Do you have anything to break the wind from blowing on the pipe?
Yeah.
Then you're probably going to be okay.
All right.
If it is 28 degrees outside and wind is blowing on your pipes can freeze.
Dang.
However, at 0 with no wind, your pipes might not freeze. It's just how wind chill is thought to act only on flesh, like humans, animals, but it really exhibits on pipes. So whenever you look at wind chill factor, think of that as being for your house as well. But the wind chill going on a pipe, because when wind blows up against the surface and it only has a one little crack to go through, that wind blows faster than the wind that's blowing on from the outside. So you have to guess on what the speed is of the wind going through the little crack blowing on your pipe, and you can use that wind speed, look it up on a chart, and you can see what the wind chill is on your pipe. So if that number is below 32, that's when you got to worry. Now, if it's 0, yes, of course you have to worry. But that's when using the trickle method, where you have a little bit of water running you keep having the 42-degree water from the ground coming by the pipe to keep it warm. But when you got any air blowing on it at all, the dripping method doesn't help.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's what happened. I had the water dripping, and then, next morning I woke up, and it wasn't dripping, and then it totally busted, and yeah.
Now, do you have a problem? The last place I lived in was pretty awful. So this is probably much worse than where you're living at now. But in the wintertime, when it was like 10 below 0 outside, our bathtub would freeze. Not so much the bathtub, but the little U that goes underneath the bathtub so that it doesn't have sewer gases come back up into your gas. That little U would freeze. And I would put rock salt in my bathtub, just right by the drain. And before you're done running water, you throw some rock salt in there, and the salty water doesn't freeze as much as the other, and it keeps your sewer from freezing at night. And we also had to do this with our toilet. We had to throw a couple pieces of rock salt in it. Toilets have a little U built into them, and on the days when it was like 20 below or 30 below 0, we would have our toilet freeze, or our bathtub would freeze water after you took a shower. And it's really cold when you step into a bathtub and there's like an inch of water or an inch of ice on the bottom of it. So as soon as I had a bedroom open for my son, I told him, if you're coming out here, just get rid of that place. You're coming out here.
Well, what you could do, Stevie, is just pack up and leave and come to Australia and never have those problems ever again.
Yeah.
When you see I remember the first time I saw the movie, some kind of pirate movie, I think was the name of it, where it has a wonderful scenery from the southern coast of Australia. Mm-hmm. And it is so tempting to want to hop on a plane and visit. I just can't afford it. The same thing from Hawaii. Coming from here, I'm only a little bit north of Stevie, latitude-wise. I'm 1,500 miles, I think, longitude-wise, but still about the same weather. You go there and it's just like, why am I going home? I'll be home. Just let me stay here. I'm warm. I don't care. I don't have to have a coat on to go out. I don't have to have shoes to walk 20 feet out into my car.
Yeah, in the middle of winter, I can walk outside with just a pair of shorts and a sweater on. It's not even that cold.
Well, I can here too. I'm just being shrieking pain.
Not even no pain at all. Just walk out, go, yeah, it's a bit cold, and then just get on with your day.
Well, there is a trick. If you cut your breathing back 50% in speed for the first 2 minutes that you're outside, it doesn't feel so cold anymore. And so you lose so much heat in that first few gusts as you're outside. Your body is scrambling to take care of it that you've already adjusted, and it's not so painful going outside. But you still have the risk of hypothermia being out there for when it doesn't get minus 30 here very often, but when it does, you don't want to be out there for a minute without a coat.
Yeah, no one
I'm
dies.
going to try that out tomorrow because they had a snow day tomorrow. They already called it, so I got a feeling that Eli's going to want to go outside and make snowmen.
And you don't have a coat?
Oh, yeah, I got a coat.
You just want to try to see if it hurts.
I am just a total wimp when it comes to the cold. Like, I can put 5 layers of coats on, and I'm still going to be freezing.
Yeah.
You'd think after 30 years I'd get used to the weather here, but no.
Yeah. Breathe slow the first 2 minutes. Women usually have a higher respiration rate anyway. So, if you're just don't do anything really active in that first part or make you faint. But you get past that shock and the rest of it isn't so bad. Here it was really bad today. Really bad. Or was it yesterday? And I needed to go out in the garage. And stupid me, didn't put my shoes on. Walked out across the garage and had to charge the battery in my car. Something happened and my battery discharged. So I can't insert a key into my car or anything without a battery. So I had to go charge my car. And after James come back, I'm probably gonna have to go back and take it off the charger. It's about time. Well, yeah, I'm glad to see you're getting another computer. Odds are, if he's got the CPU we were talking about before, it'll actually use less electricity.
What's that?
The CPU that he and Bram were talking about actually uses 75% electricity. Well, it gets expensive running these things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always a nice thing. Or you don't have to worry about when my daughter and my 3 sons, all of us were using our computers at the same time. We had to turn off some of the extra things in the house. Like we could only run 2 space heaters because each 2 computers, the ones we had, 2 of them together used the same amount of electricity as a space heater on full. So if we had 4 of them going, it was like having 2 space heaters on in the house. And our house was made in 1960, and it wasn't made to use the amount of power that people have with computers today and space heaters and everything else. Back in 1960, when the place was built, if somebody had a space heater, it ran on propane.
Mm-hmm.
And they were deadly things that would not only make carbon monoxide, but they would have this blue flame that could catch houses on fire and everything. So the new electric space heaters are so much safer.
Yeah, I know when I was growing up, we used kerosene heaters.
Yeah, well, that's almost as bad as propane. At least kerosene, you can see the flame, right? The
Yeah,
propane were very light blue, and I think the kerosene actually has some yellow flame, right?
I can't even remember what it looked like now. So long
And I
ago.
could remember these ones that looked like glowing embers, because like steel wool covered the flame, so you didn't have an open flame in the room. And the steel wool would get hot, and that would irradiate the heat into the room. But the fire inside the steel wool was propane. That
I
was
just remember it's like big, round, like gigantic heater thing that we just put it in the middle of the room and don't get close to it.
I visited my great grandfather. This would be about 1976, and his farmhouse was heated by coal, one heater, coal fired in the kitchen. So before they go to bed, they load up the stove, and it got kind of cold in there. And it was the same heater that house had had for 100 years. So it's
we still have classrooms around here that use coal furnaces to heat the schools. They have to go in when they go into school. They have to dust all the colder off their desk before they can start. Like, it's crazy.
All right. Looks like James would like to shut down soon. So, yeah, he said 11. We're already after 11. It's plenty of time, James. No need to feel bad about it.
All right. Well, I'll talk to y'all later then.
Yeah, James, you ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here over.
Show,
I'm just all over that site right now. It's driving me crazy. Vote smart.
Okay, how do I hand it back to you? They're manage participants.
Just it'll say make host. If you do the drop down in the right corner of the blue.
See it now.
You got it?
Make host. There you go.
I've got it. Thank you for watching the store for me.
Oh, no problem. I'm already all done cooking my cornbread.
You guys ever seen SpongeBob hall monitor? You ever seen him do that? No?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you. It's one of my favorites. Yeah. SpongeBob hall monitor. I do it so well. SpongeBob hall monitor. Just so you guys can. It's the best ever. I will put on this uniform and assume my duties as. That's what I call us. You can't hear this very well. It's crappy. Hold on. I've had that echo. I don't think I did this right tonight. Alright, so. Alright, I want to show. Okay, it's my favorite. I had kids. We're just watching this stuff all the time. So it's nutty. I'm a cartoon guy too. I like cartoons. Let's get the zone out. Put on this uniform and assume my duties as hall monitor. That's fucking awesome.
Yes, and I never tried the thing with Don just so.
With what?
That was a good one.
Well, that was a better one. Shit.
For keeping your pipes from freezing, or your toilet from freezing over.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you guys, it's Tuesday. Nothing goes on. I'll be on tomorrow night, too.
I should be back. by this time.
By the time it's time.
Yeah, I realize you're so far behind us. It's hard, sometime when it's bedtime for me, it's hard to do the math.
We're late to the party, but that's when the party starts when we get there.
So
The
I expect to be,
Californians, man.
yeah, it'll probably be like 6 p.m. there when I get home.
There you go. All right, guys.
All right, I'm gonna pull out. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the store, Ryan. Thank you for your help with my banner. Stevie, thank you for coming on. You're fantastic.
All right, y'all.
Good night. And there was just one. Yeah, just a slow night. Or just people just don't want to come on or something. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm finding interesting? And I was thinking about this today is we have a lot of independent media people out there that get on there and they kind of did what I did earlier. I do my monologue. But mine is just kind of going over what's going on and just perspective and theories and maybe a couple of laid claims, maybe a couple of predictions here and there. But I think the ones that are out there trying to give you the message, talk to you and tell you what's going on with the two-party oligarchy, and our government's just really extremely corrupt. And it is a show. That Cory Booker thing, I can understand some of that passion, but at a certain point, I'm just like, dude, you could have used that for a lot of other things, like a big pharma that's you got wrapped around and you're fucking nuts, and how you're totally in bed with Wall Street. You and Obama are kind of one and the same, by the way. But, when I'm doing my monologue, when I'm talking to people, I'm actually trying to convey certain messages. I don't know if it's subliminal or if I'm trying to tell you that I'm super concerned, or I want to make sure that you have a kind of an idea of what's going on out there. I don't want to get all Alex Jones's on you guys. It's just there are predictions, there are things that I might say, but please do your own due diligence. Check the sources that I bring up, that we bring on. Even though this Vote Smart site is there, and I think I've seen it before, I still want you to check other sources for information as well. Check one source against another source against another source, and then you can make a better determination on what you believe is actually happening out there. And I want you to check your links, chickity check yourself before you wreck yourself. We always say this on the show. I don't want to spew out a bunch of shit like this is the way it is and this is how it is. And the two-party oligarchy, in my professional opinion, is pretty, I wouldn't say real, but it's kind of, it's just there's two bullies in the school. They fuck with each other every once in a while, but they beat the shit out of everybody else. And that's what exists. And then I think they laugh at how bad they fuck everybody up at the school. That's the way I see it. And I'm a fucking bully hater. I don't like bullies. If you're being a shithead to somebody, on their expense, it's not cool. I don't like it. But anyway, so do what you need to do to get the information that you need. And when you do come on here, remember, Monotalk is sometimes we do have interviews with important people that are out there doing things, but it's just a way for you, instead of just watching one person like me talk about stuff that you might agree with or might not agree with, or you have opinions on, or maybe you can chime in from the gallery or something like that. and I could read something or go over something that just came on through the mainstream media, or something came in through independent media, or whatever the case may be, or however it's presented, I want you to have a voice too. And that is where you can actually come in to Monotalk and voice your opinion, or if you're concerned, or your rant, because this is very therapeutical for a lot of people. And the people that have been doing it for a long time, you can tell we're all kind of close. We're like friends, we're buddies. I'm making friends on this all the time, but it's virtual. Hopefully one day we'll all meet somewhere. Maybe I'll invent something, or be really productive at work, and I'll have just this epic year, and then I can bring everybody to like Vegas, and we can party or something. It'd be nice to, I'm not, you know what I'm saying. Virtual things are fine, but you still got to go out and engage. You have to go out and be a part of life. This, I don't want you to think this is the only thing that is out there. For some people, it is. And I appreciate you guys coming on, and I appreciate extremely and thoroughly that I do have people that come on here, so subscribe or like or whatever and all that shit. But even if you don't, just come on and say hi. Like I said, there are people out there doing the same things, and they're saying what they want to say, and conveying what they want to convey. But this is a place where you can come in. You can have your face out there talking to people. If you want to come on and talk about what you want to talk about, what your issues are, what your problems are, this isn't a drama place. We're not going to talk about family issues, maybe every once in a while. But this is a place for mainstream and independent politics. This is a place where we're trying to make a difference. And again, I know it's a broad stroke, kind of saving our Mother Earth that's taking care of us and all of its inhabitants. And if you're on that same page, come on in. And if you got some problems, some issues, or things in regards to that kind of connect to that, please come on in and hang out with us. And we'll let you have the podium. It's a place where you can do that. You can call into other shows. You can bark for a little bit, but it seems like you're just kind of sharing whatever you can for 30 seconds, or however long the host or the commentator or the hall monitor will allow you to do that. But here it's different. You can come in and talk to us. You can come and be a part of the team. It's okay. The more the merrier, and we appreciate everybody that's coming here. So that's the difference. All these other shows, okay, it's all, and I don't want to say this, but it seems like it's kind of about them and what they're saying. I want it to be about you. I want it to be about all of us. I want it to be about what your issues are, what your problems are in regards to politics, or your state, your city, your county, your government, issues with the way they're building your roads, or how they're treating dogs at the pound, or something, whatever. Bring it here and discuss it. There are a lot of things that pertain that, if it's for the common good, and if it's not a selfish little thing like, oh, we talk about things every once in a while, of course. Oh, my neighbor's such an ass, and fucking, his dog keeps shitting in my yard and stuff. Every once in a while that stuff will come up, but it's not the main topic. We do talk about main topics that actually have a valid point and a viable point to it, or a viable source of or a way of change, or doing something for the greater good. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Just come on here and have fun with us. Enjoy yourself if you can. I think it's fun. But as I said, we do interviews, and I will allow times for people where we can talk, and we can have open talks, or like the town halls. We have what's called like their mini town halls. Instead of actually going out to Hollywood or flying out to CNN, you can come here and do a town hall meeting. You can bring people here. Like, let's just say you're running for Congress, right, in California, and not everybody can do a town hall next to your house at the town hall. So you can I'll make the town hall. I'll do the commentating. I'll make sure that The questions are done properly. We'll have questions and answers, and times we regulate it and situate it and make it work. So people can come in from all over the state, whether they're in Fresno or they're in Sacramento, or if they're in Malibu, or they're in San Francisco, or if they're in San Diego, or Barstow, or if they're in San Bernardino, or Los Angeles, or Anaheim, California, where I'm at, or Huntington Beach, Surf City, wherever, along the coast, whatever. But you can have a town hall here. So if you'd like and if you want, just contact me. I'm easy to get a hold of. Just put a comment. I check my comments all the time. When that bell has a little number, I check it. I check to see what people are saying, what they're doing, as much as possible. But I do appreciate you guys coming on, and thank you so much. Aloha. And it has been fun. Kind of boring, but Chelsea Manning is a Democrat? What the fuck? It just fucking, it trips me out. She's just doing a documentary that's, or she's trying to get herself killed. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, aloha, you guys. Thank you so much for being on tonight. That is a nice thing of meeting online first. Impressions are based on personality, and when people meet, looks don't really matter. And that's okay. So the chat, that's a good point. Dominic, thank you for that. So if you come on you can chat and voice your opinion too. And here's the thing about this forum, and I forgot to mention this, and I'm glad the galley let me know. Live chat. Our information here is you can read it later. You can see what everybody's saying, what everybody's talking about. You can check that out. It's right freaking there. And that's cool. And it wasn't boring. Okay. Thank you, Kathy B. That's very nice. You're the sweetest. You're the sweetest. Thank you so much. Anyway, I appreciate it. But it's good stuff. Some of this information that comes up in this live chat, it's like reading a book. It's really like reading a book. And some of this the quotes that are in there are epic. Some of them are just epic good stuff. So it's good to have a bit of both. What do you want to do? A bit of both. Okay, so it's good to have it all, big and small. That's what I'm saying. All right, aloha, you guys. Thank you so much for being on. I'll be on tomorrow night, and I'll probably shut down about the same time. But I did get a response from Angelica, or Duenas. I'm sorry, I'm not getting that name right if you're listening to. But we could do a town hall here. What I'd like to do, if she does do it here, is I'm going to advertise it more. I'm not going to just do it in a couple days or 3 weeks. I'm going to put out the word so we can have a big following of people to watch it in about 2 to 3 weeks, or a week or two. But a lot of times we've had shows when I just give a 2 or 3 day commercial out there saying that somebody's going to be on, the response isn't that good. So if I advertise and prep and go to certain sites, certain social media pages on Twitter and on Facebook, and then I tell people on YouTube, hey, so-and-so is going to be here running for Congress. Come in and check out. We're going to have a town hall. People from California are going to be asking her questions, and we're going to get to know her, Anyway, it's work in progress. We're putting the pieces together. I think this is a very powerful thing to do. I do believe all of our voices need to be heard. And yeah, Angelica. Hey, good night, all. Good night, mate. Thank you, bro. Take care.